Welcome all you sheep. I'm the wolf, CJ Middle, and today I'm howling at Bleak and Everlasting by the Howling Void. Now, this was actually an album I was looking forward to back in 2019. The reason being that I had heard the Howling Void's other album, The Darkness at the Edge of Dawn, and found it to be a quality Funeral Doom album. So of course I wanted to see what was coming next. Well, let's just say that this is a good example of Funeral Doom being stale. As some of you, or many of you may know, given the number of views on my Why You Should Check Out the Funeral Doom video, I love Funeral Doom. I think it's an excellent genre, and it should be checked out by everyone, even those who don't normally like doom metal. But regardless, I love Funeral Doom, I really do, and it's always very disappointing and sad to say that an album in this great genre is, well, not very good. I mean, here the entire album is just melodic guitar chords and synth being played in a drum pattern. The drums don't really contribute anything, and there really isn't any heaviness or anything to counter the melodic guitar on here. The growling vocals are rather scarce and don't really bring much to the album either, and each track is basically a continuation of the last one. The only thing that changes is the guitar chords on each song, but besides that, there's not a lot that goes on, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing in Funeral Doom. I mean, I've heard some pretty minimalistic Funeral Doom stuff, but at the same time, it also has to maintain the listener's interest, in which this album, well, just really doesn't. I also want to address that the guitar, synth, and droning pattern is a bit of a double-edged sword on here, mainly because the guitar and synth do bring about a desolate atmosphere, and the droning pattern does bring about a hypnotic quality. So there are some positives, but as a whole, the album just seems to lack creativity. If the atmosphere is the only thing you want, this album delivers that. However, there really isn't a lot of entertainment value in it, at least for me, which is, again, a shame because I really like Funeral Doom, and, but every genre is going to have its duds, and I just happened to come across one, which, kind of sucks. All in all, I have to say that this album is just very meh. I mean, if you're looking for an atmospheric Funeral Doom album that has a lot of droning, well, then this album's for you. As for someone who wants a little more creativity in their Funeral Doom like me, this album you can honestly skip over. I would recommend, though, checking out the Howling Void's other album, The Darkness at the Edge of Dawn, because that one was quality stuff. So I'd recommend going for that one over this one. I mean, odds are you probably never going to hear of this guy, and you probably never heard of this album, so I guess that doesn't really affect most of you. Anyways, that's all I got today for this review. Thank everyone for liking. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you tell a friend to do the same. I'm hoping to get to a 2021 release here sometime soon. I know there's been a few out releases, not a ton, but I've heard some good stuff about some of them, like Frozen Soul. And there's a heavy metal album that just came out. I'm forgetting the name of it, but I should probably check that one out too. Anyways, that's all I got today, and I'll see you all at the next review.